Hello everyone. Winter recess is right around the corner, and normally what happens right before a break, students start to act a little differently, and at that time, reminding them of the classroom routines and the classroom agreements, and all of that are like repeatedly done. I can't even count how many times we have to remind them to make great choices, make the right choices, make better choices, and rewards are also being given left and right, just to keep their attention on the tasks at hand. And normally, what happens is that after a break, when students come back, it is essential that we reset the routines of the classrooms because it is harder for them to get back into the routine. So I'm here to recommend a book to help you do that. And one of the books that I have, this is a recent find for me, and I love it. It's called What Should Danny Do? And Danny is the main character here who thinks he has superpowers. And then at one point, he starts to talk about the power to choose, that you have the choices to make. And this is when it becomes an interactive book. So, for example, in this page, it says, what should Danny do? Continue playing? If so, go to page 20. Stop playing and get ready for school. Go to page 36. So, students feel like they are telling Danny what to do, and that then becomes a great segue into talking about that they have the power to choose the right thing to do. And then, bring the discussion back to the classroom agreements and the classroom routines and expectations that you have. I just randomly went to another page. Again, it says, what should Danny do? Pretend not to notice Leo is sad. If so, go to page 32. Ask Leo what's wrong. Go to page 40. And so once again, it's an interactive book, and this can you can read this book to lead a discussion and to reset the classroom routines. I actually read this book after the Thanksgiving break, and I constantly went back to that point of like, you have the power to choose. You can make choices. You can make better choices. And I've referred back to this book um, so many times after Thanksgiving break. Another book that I plan to read, which was also a recent find, is I plan to read this after the winter recess, which is The Magical Choices. Now, the difference between these two books is that this is a story, and depending on what the students tell Danny to do, or the choices that Danny should make, this can become a long story or a shorter story. So, in other words, you have to read it as a story, whereas this book, it doesn't have to be read as a story. You can turn to any page and just read that page um, on that day to kind of just talk about whatever it is that the students need a reminder of. For example, it says, I choose to be responsible. And there's another page that says, I choose to be helpful, I choose to be patient, and things of that sort. So you can use that, I guess, throughout the month, or throughout the marking period, or throughout the semester, to kind of just go back and remind students of the classroom expectations. I normally like the interactive books, and so this is a recent find, but also has become one of my favorites. But I have two other books that have always been my favorite, and those are also interactive books. And one of the books is The Monster at the end of this book, and in this book, the monster tells you not to turn the page because there is a monster at the end of the book, and that the students keep telling you, no, turn the page. I want to see what happens on the next page. And then the monster tell asks you, why did you turn the page when I didn't? I told you not to. So it becomes an interactive book, and kids always have a blast with this book. And another book for younger elementary grades is Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, where the author leaves the readers responsible to make sure that the pigeon does not get to drive the bus. So the author is asking questions directly, or the pigeon who the main character is asking you questions directly. Hey, can I drive the bus now? Can I? There are like, I'll tell you what, I'll just steer, things of that sort. So these are also two interactive books if you like interactive books. But I wanted to highly recommend this book to reset classroom routines after a vacation. that'll be all for today. Thank you.